first tuk-tuk.
This is really exciting.
So it's 30. Hey folks, I'm Adam.
And I'm Amy.
And we're going to tell you about a scam that we experienced firsthand. It's called the tuk-tuk scam. This is something that happened to us in Thailand. We're going to give you our story, what we intended to do, what happened, and then how you can avoid it. And then we're going to cover a few additional tips and tricks to not getting scammed in Thailand. You ready to kick it off?
Let's do it.
Right about now. So what was our plan, Amy?
So we heard from the concierge at our hotel that there's a water taxi less than a mile away, and that the water taxi would take you several spots across the river, including the Siam Mall and some of the temples, and that it was very inexpensive to take the water taxi. They gave us directions on how to walk there, and at first we thought we'd just walk out of our hotel and walk the 3/4 of a mile to the water taxi. However,
then a man in a tuk-tuk came up to me.
As soon as we got out of our hotel, and we immediately told them, like idiots, we should not have done this. This is a tip. Don't tell people that it's your first day in Thailand, or that you knew, or that you've never been there before, because then they just see huge dollar signs and mark right all over you. So don't tell people that it's your first day. We immediately, excitedly told him, it's our first day, we just got here, we're trying to get to the water taxi.
Yeah, because we're going to the temple across the street.
Well, he tells us, oh, I can take you there in my tuk-tuk.
Seems fair. What could go wrong?
He quotes us a price, and we, again, being brand new to Thailand and not really familiar with the pricing and what's a fair price for different things, he quoted a price that was about 30 cents USD. And we thought,
cheap.
Oh my goodness.
It was like 10 baht or something, like something fairly cheap, right? Super ridiculously cheap.
Yes. So, so inexpensive that we would be stupid not to get in his tuk-tuk and have him take us the 3/4 of a mile to the water taxi.
Yeah. And it was a fun trip, except for the fact he didn't take us to the water taxi area we wanted.
No.
He decided that he was going to take us probably 15 minutes into Bangkok, drop us off at a water taxi service that did a full tour that he gets a commission from. So where we paid 30 cents to get there, now he drops us off. We're in the middle of nowhere, like a very seedy neighborhood.
Yeah.
And
not touristic.
We've got two options at this point. The obvious option of pay $65 a person and take the water taxi instead of like 65 cents.
Right, because this is water taxi is clearly his friend, he gets a commission, and this is a professional tour, and I think they wanted $80 a person actually.
Yeah, I think that's right.
It was quite expensive. I remember thinking like, oh man, like I wouldn't do this in the US, much less in Bangkok. That's a lot of money for the tour that they were offering, instead of the 60-cent water taxi that we intended to take.
But then, the only way out of that area was to pay him as a taxi to take us to another location. So we're stuck in the middle of nowhere, and we have two options. One, get on a boat and pay way too much, or get back on the taxi that just scammed us and probably pay way too much to go back home.
Right.
So there's a couple different ways that you can avoid this. One of the things that you're gonna look for is that you're gonna look for a taxi that actually has the word taxi on it and has a yellow license plate. That means that they are licensed through the state.
Yeah, so a lot of the tuk-tuks are going to look very similar, and it's hard to tell the ones that are licensed from unlicensed. So look at that license plate, look on the roof, they will have something that designates that they are an actual taxi, and that way you know that you're getting a more legit service.
Yeah, there's a guy actually, a local, who told us to stay away from the taxis that are just white plates and that don't say taxi, the tuk-tuks that say that, because those are just guys with motorcycles, and they're not regulated.
Right.
Not regulated. Not to say that you'll have a bad experience every time, but he definitely told us to go with the yellow plates and with the word taxi on the top.
Right.
Okay. So then from there, what are some of the other scams to avoid?
So I think in general, the easiest way to, I guess, avoid being scammed would be to know that pricing in Thailand for tuk-tuks versus taxis are really not that different. I think in my mind, I expected a tuk-tuk to be much less expensive than a taxi. However, it's sort of like getting a horse-drawn carriage or something very touristy in the United States. You don't necessarily pay less for that service. It's a fun thing. It's definitely something
It might be like $2 or $3 less, but it's not an exorbitant difference in price.
Right, exactly. It's not something that is super cheap. So just know that if you get quoted a price that is very, very cheap, most likely this is something that is
They're going to make their money somewhere else.
They're going to make their money somewhere else. They're going to take you to not the location that you said you wanted to go to, and they're going to take you somewhere where they get a commission or a kickback, and it's going to be heavy on that sales.
Now, you have to figure out if that's your definition of a scam, because if somebody says, hey, $1, I'll take you around for an hour, okay. And if I happen to buy something, he earns a commission. That may or may not be a scam, but just be very careful. If you've got someplace you need to go, negotiate that first. Always negotiate the price of your taxi or tuk-tuk before you get in, which brings me to 2 points. Our hotel would actually do that for you. So if we ask the concierge, hey, I would like to go to the water market or wherever you want to go, they can go ahead and say, okay, we'll call somebody and that'll be $7. And it's much nicer to have somebody who knows what it should cost negotiate that for you. Also, over time we learned we're not sponsored by this app, but we downloaded an app called Grab, which is very popular over there. It's pretty much their Uber, but the nice thing about it is you can pick tuk-tuk, you can pick car or like a SUV, that sort of thing.
Motorcycle even, yeah, anything.
And it sets the price in advance and pays, you pay that amount, which is much easier. I think the big difference with Grab is you still have to pay cash versus it paying through the app. At least we did. There may be a way to pay through the app.
You just have to make sure and double check, because sometimes you might have an unscrupulous driver that is being paid through the credit card and still asks you for cash. So just make sure you know exactly which one you clicked on, because you do have the option in paying in cash, which is a little bit unlike Uber in the United States. So just make sure you know which one you selected and follow up on that.
Another potential scam that you can't get even from the apps is if you book your ride through the app on your phone, and then somebody shows up and they say they're your cab or your taxi or your tuk-tuk or motorcycle, make sure it's actually them. Because the way those services work, and it's much more common over there, is that if somebody else picks you up, now you have to go pay them, and it'll charge you in the app because you didn't show up to your actual one. And
so
there are people, there are people that intentionally send their friend to go pick you up, say that they're Steve or whatever, get you away, and then charge you for that ride, and you're also being charged because the ride started on the app. So just kind of be careful.
Right.
But the big thing that you should take home from this is always negotiate your price in advance.
Yes.
Look for those tuk-tuks that say taxi. Know that if you use an app and you negotiate in advance or use your concierge, it's not that much more expensive to take an actual car.
Right.
And overall, just kind of be cautious.
I would say in general, you're always going to get a better price if you do have either the Grab app or your concierge or your new local Thai friends negotiate on your behalf than if you are negotiating on your own.
One of the times that we were coming back from getting a massage, I checked the app to see what the price should be. So when the local cab driver says they'll be $27, and I'll be like, it is $7. They'd be like, okay, it'll be 12. Like, he may not give you the low price, but it'll help your negotiation.
Some leverage. Yeah.
So, but yeah, overall great. Make sure to take advantage of the official water taxis across the river.
Yeah, those
because
are great.
They're literally 40, 50 cents, and they will take you to the next stop, next stop, next stop. That's how we got to the Siam Mall. We'll have some overlays of that. And make sure you click that subscribe button. We really appreciate and we love you guys. We appreciate all the things that you guys bring to the table, and we're definitely going to try to show you some more of our adventures as we travel to, where are we going next week? Costa Rica?
We're going to Costa Rica, and then I think we're going to do Europe, Spain,
Barcelona,
France, and Italy coming up in the next month or so.
Yeah, we're going to Rome.
Yeah.
And then we're hoping to book another trip to Japan in the next calendar year, hopefully.
Thailand, Vietnam.
And we've got a lot in between. So a lot of stuff coming out. Make sure to click that subscribe button. We really do appreciate it. And leave your comments. What scams have you seen and how do you avoid them? The comments are always fun.
Yeah, and if you are an expert in Thai travel, we are, like we said, going back sometime in the next 6 to 9 months, I would say. And we need all the help we can get to get the most out of our vacation. So we love hearing from you, and we'll try to share our knowledge. And if you guys have anything, please let us know.
All right, thanks for watching, and
Adios, amigos.
adios, amigos. Hey folks, Adam here from World's Greatest Adventures. Now you may be wondering, what is World's Greatest Adventures? Well, World's Greatest Adventures is a bit of a travel blog where Amy and I travel around the world doing fun stuff, and we share our experience with you. So come on and join us. There's a link in the description, and we have a lot of fun. You'll see us travel to Mexico, you'll see us travel to Japan, all around Florida. We have a good time, and we want to be your friends and share our experiences with you. There's a link in the description below, so click that and please subscribe. So yeah, we go on fun cruises, we go to Costa Rica, Thailand, Japan, all around the world, even Delaware. Yay, I'm in Delaware. So go ahead and click that subscribe button, we really appreciate it. You know, we love and appreciate you, and goodbye, my friends.